My daughter, Emma Banis, has been missing since 2017. She was 16 years old when she disappeared from sneaking out of her second-story bedroom window on a chilly night in September. I remember how I felt when I went to wake her up for school only to realize she wasn't there. Those first few hours, I made sure to call all of her friends and all of my family. When every lead came back with nothing, I finally decided to go to the police. Month after month, I visited the police station to answer questions and receive what little updates there were in her case. Month after month, I joined in on search parties and spoke to the public about my missing daughter. Slews of people commented on how she probably ran away. I heard every narrative about kidnapping at the hands of strangers. A runaway teen looking to get away from her old life. And tragic accidents being covered up. For just a little while, the police zoned in on the runaway theory. I didn't understand why, because Emma was a happy girl. She always smiled and filled up the room with laughter. Emma never knew her father, but she was still so happy with just the two of us living at home. After about a year, with no new leads, the police finally discarded their runaway theory and began to look into the possibility that Emma had been abducted. Me, I wasn't sure what to believe. Up until yesterday, I had not heard a single new thing regarding Emma's case in about 2 years. The police kept repeating themselves and the media coverage had died out. I was just left wondering whether or not her case would ever be solved. It always felt like the police were so close yet so far away. But yesterday, the police got a clue that could break the case open, and I got the shock of a lifetime. At 8:32 a.m. exactly, our local police department and the department in charge of Emma's case received a phone call from Emma's cell phone number. The detectives on her case picked up but got no answer. There was no sound but heavy breathing, and then the line went dead. It was only a few minutes, but it was long enough for the police to trace where the call had come from. Her cell phone pinged off of a tower near the old Juniper Bridge. Juniper Bridge sat high above a large lake that was clouded by debris and litter. But even though it was so ugly, Emma had loved that bridge so much. The police made a beeline for this area, but found no sign of Emma. It wasn't until later that night that the patrol team watching the Juniper Bridge area discovered the gold chain tennis bracelet that I had gifted Emma for her 16th birthday, discarded in the bushes alongside the road. The bracelet was a clue that Emma had been in the area, but nobody had seen her physically yet. This morning, I was called into the police station to review the recent updates in Emma's case when the phone rang once more. Another call from Emma's cell phone. The detective answered and put it on speaker for me to hear. I heard nothing but heavy breathing, just as the detective heard the day before. The police were quick to track where the call was coming from, and to everyone's surprise, the signal pinged off of a tower just a few blocks from the police station itself. The police force was quick to act and scoured the area and the town for any signs of Emma, while I waited back at the police station to hear any news. It only took 5 minutes after everyone left for my cell phone to start ringing. I pulled it from my coat pocket and stared at the screen in surprise. Emma was calling me. I hesitantly answered and choked on my own words. I tried to say hello. I tried to say her name. I tried to say anything, but the words wouldn't come out. I didn't have to speak though. Emma spoke instead. "I'm home, Mom." I quickly hung up the phone, extremely panicked, and bolted from the police station. On my way out, the lead detective pulled up and stopped me. He was going on about some clue they found, and asking about Emma's blood type, and explaining all the tests they were about to run. I couldn't listen to it anymore, and I raced home. I sat at my dining room table with a bottle of wine since I got home this morning. I've declined all calls from the police and ignored every text from friends and family. I had only been waiting for one phone call. I'd been waiting for Emma. After hours of waiting, I picked my phone up with shaky hands and dialed her phone number slowly. I listened for the ringing of her phone to go off, but never heard it. I set my phone back down and waited again for her to call me. It is 7:30 p.m. right now, and I just got off the phone with Emma. I'm finding it difficult to do anything other than cry. I called her again just a few minutes ago, but this time, I did hear her phone ringing from the darkest corner of my basement. I haven't been down here in years, but I knew exactly where everything was. I didn't need to hear the ringing of Emma's phone to find it though. I inched closer and closer to the corner of the room and fell to the floor. I don't know why I expected to actually see her phone lying on the floor. Instead, I heard it through the floor. It was so loud, so much louder than it should have been. And then, it went quiet. I held up my phone and pressed it to my ear. "I'm home, Mom." I screamed through tears and through my phone. My cracked screen is making it difficult to type, but I suppose that doesn't really matter now. Even from the darkest corner of my basement, I can hear the police screaming my name and the sirens going wild. I can only imagine what the neighbors think. I wonder if anyone will believe it was an accident. I had never meant to hurt Emma. She just made me so angry. She never listened. Maybe it was the wine. Maybe it was Emma. I don't even remember picking that knife up though. I don't know what came over me. What I do know is that the police are ready to bust my door down, and the only thing between me and the truth of Emma's case is the flooring I installed a few months after her disappearance. I wonder if they'll let me attend Emma's funeral. After all, she is my daughter.